I am Seshu Chira. So today we will be looking at how the rock cycle process happens. In this video, we will discuss about the concept of rock cycle. I am getting a lot of subscribers, so I thank all of you for subscribing to my channel on day-to-day basis. I appreciate all of your efforts for giving me valuable feedback to help us improve a lot. See, this is not a daily interaction activity what we do. Because of this lockdown or because of various reasons, we have moved from the traditional teaching platform to an educational platform of online basis. Somewhere in the Western societies, this kind of online teaching might be famous. But when it comes to the states of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, this is a completely a new pattern which we are adopting now. We are moving ahead with. We don't have any other alternative because most of the schools are shut down. And if the schools are open, we don't know what will be the condition and the spreading of the virus. That's the reason why most of the schools are preferring, even the government is advising to go with the online mode of teaching. So to make it more interesting and interactive, I am trying to do my level best by adding PPT so that you people can make a notes while you're watching the video. So I suggest you to pause the video before you make a notes. Just go through the video once, then the second time you can have textbook on your hand and pause that particular point and unhighlight that particular point and make a mark of your own notes. Because in the exams, we are supposed to write the complete answer using all the technical terms or the keywords which are used in the text. Because when I evaluated the CBSE board papers, we get a key which is given by the board having all the terms which are used in the text. So it's very, very important to learn the key concept, the terms appropriate. That's why you better make your own notes which will be useful for you and help you to score very good marks in the coming board examination. All the best. So for grade 7 and grade 8, we don't have board examination because you people are genius people. Definitely you can ask me a question in the comment. See, the foundation is very, very important. In grade 7 and grade 8, you don't learn the technical terms. The same lessons in the extension mode you will have in grade 9 and 10. So when you have them in grade 10, it looks like Greek and Latin for you to write the keywords. That's why please stress parents and teachers, please stress them on writing the keywords. Sir, we can write freely as per their choice. Of course they can write, but they have to write using the keywords. That's the way they learn new words and they improve their vocabulary. As they go to grade 10, they should be able to communicate well using a new bunch of words which they know clearly. If you don't allow them to learn at grade 6 and grade 7 level, it becomes really difficult for them to learn in grade 11 or grade 10. So let us make them learn the key concepts. So let's not waste much time. Jump into our topic, rock cycle. Rocks are very useful to us. You can use them in building houses, apartments, roads, or any kind of structures what we are trying to build. We need the strong, hard particles. That strong, hard particles, we use rocks. So rocks are the hard particles which are used for construction activity of roads, houses, buildings, apartments, or any other structure. We use rocks. Do you know the rocks change from one form into another form? Yes, we studied in the previous video lecture that the transformation of the rocks. But in this lecture, we will be studying in detail how the actual process of rock cycle happens. You will be surprised to see that one type of rock changes into another type under certain cyclic manner and conditions. So a particular rock form, let us say first primary rocks, the igneous rocks, will change into another form when they are exposed to certain conditions. The second type will again change. So it's a continuous process. That's why we are calling it as rock cycle. Today's entire video can be told in one sentence. That is, the process of transformation of the rock from one to another is known as the rock cycle. The process of transformation of the rock from one form to another form is known as rock cycle. In the textbook, we have certain examples which are given for us, which I have given as a picture for you. You can see there the red fort, which is made up of which stone? There is a particular stone which is mentioned. Why these pictures are given? These pictures are given for us to understand that particular type of stones are used to make particular magnificent buildings or constructions which were done in the past. So if you remember Taj Mahal also is made up of a particular type of rock. So you can go in details and figure out. That's why the activity is given. Collect the pictures of certain monuments which will help us to know about the rocks. So here the example, red fort is made with red sandstone, while Taj Mahal is made up of white marble stone. So these are the examples. So like this, we use the rocks for doing the construction of a particular building or any kind of structures or houses, roads, etc. So let us get into the rock cycle detail. What is a rock cycle? The entire process is called rock cycle, what you are seeing on the screen. First, it has the volcanic eruption. The huge volcanic eruption brings out the magma into the lava, which is flowing. It's very, very hot. Very, very hot. The molten magma is very, very hot. You can see literally it's like a fire which is coming outside. In the volcanic eruption, the entire magma is extremely hot. After extreme pressure inside, it erupts outside. So definitely it is extremely hot. When it is extremely hot, the magma, it flows down, and it flows down. Once it flows down completely and cools down, when it is exposed to air, it cools down in a year or so. It may take a long time because you can see the heat, how hot it is when the volcanic eruption is happening. So the magma is extremely hot. When the magma is extremely hot, we can't do anything. So when it cools down, or a year or 2 years, when it comes outside and cools down, after it cools down, it forms into solid rocks. Earlier it was in liquid state. It was flowing down. That's what we studied. When it is flowing down, it cannot be in solid state. So now it is in semi-solid state in the magma. After it came down, it cooled down, and now it formed as rocks. These rocks are called as igneous rocks. Once it cools down, these rocks are called igneous rocks. These are the first formed rocks. So we can call them as primary rock. So that's why the igneous rocks are also called as primary rocks. So once the igneous rocks are formed and they are exposed to air, wind, air in force, we get wind, then rain, water. These particular rocks break down into small parts. The igneous rocks break down into small particles, and these small particles are forming sedimentary rock. Sir, once they break down, will they automatically form as is shown in the videos? The papers, once you tear it down and throw it, again they will come back? No. There is a natural process behind this. The small particles or the breakdown small parts of the igneous rocks are transported by a natural agent, air and water again. They push them, and then when they are compressed, all these small particles of different primary rocks or igneous rocks are compressed. They form sedimentary rocks. All the small particles are called as sediments, and these are bonding together and forming as a rock. So this formed rock is called sedimentary rock, the deposited sedimentary rocks. And once this is formed, they don't happen as a step-by-step process. They happen over a period of time. The volcanic eruption, volcanic formation, that is a big process. It takes hundreds of years. And once the volcanic eruption happens, it erupts for years. After the eruption of the years happened, for a long years, like let's say 3 years. After again 2 years, the magma cools down. Once the magma cools down, for forming the igneous rocks, it takes some time. After the rocks are formed, for the rocks to break down, it may take 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years. We don't know. It is not happening like scene after scene. It is happening over a period of time. Just we are learning it a step-by-step process. How the entire process is happening, the scientists have studied in detail and give us these details of the rock cycle. That's why we are able to know it as 1, 2, 3, 4. But actually, they are not happening so fast, as quickly as we are learning. So here, after they get into sedimentary rocks, they are exposed to great heat and pressure. Because you need to remember one fundamental logic. Suppose this is Earth. When we are going upwards in the aeroplane and all, the temperatures will be very less. As we go upwards, we have mountains. On the top of the mountains, we have always ice cover. Why? The temperatures are very less. As you go higher, the temperature will fall down. But when we go lower, when we go deep inside, the temperature increases. When we are going down, the temperature naturally it increases. So we need to be understanding that logic very clearly. So what happens then? Metamorphic rocks are formed due to great pressure. The sedimentary rocks which got sediments and got compressed and formed in the soil or inside the crust, they form the sedimentary rocks. Once they form the sedimentary rocks, or let us say 50 years of time, they were exposed to great pressure or some kind of heat which generated over a period of time, and because of this heat, they started to melt down over a period of time, and then they form the metamorphic rocks. It may take 50 years, it may take 30 years, depending on the time and the place. So as the time passes by, then they form the rocks, that kind of rocks which are formed from the sedimentary to metamorphic. Means they are changing their one form of rock into another form So they are called as metamorphic rocks. We learned in the previous lectures, igneous means fire, which is a Latin word. Then we took sediments, sedimentum, which is a Latin word meaning small particles. And then we studied about the metamorphose, which is a Greek word, which means changing from one form to another. So here the same thing is happening. Once it cools down, the magma, then what happens? It becomes a rock. So the rocks, it is primary, then sediments, it is breaking down, and finally it is forming down into the metamorphic rocks. After the metamorphic rocks are formed, will the process stop there? Will the process stop there? No. Once the metamorphosis it's going down, as I told you, when you go down, the temperature keeps on increasing. So when the temperature keeps on increasing, this will go down and again form as the magma of the volcanic eruption. So when again it goes down, over 200 or 300 years, continuous heating and pressure happening inside, this particular rocks will get converted into molten magma and semi-solid state, and after 2 or 300 years, the volcanic eruption happens. When again the volcanic eruption happens, again the magma flows down for years. Then again it cools down and forms the primary rocks. After cooling down, again it gets into breakdown. Sediments are formed, sedimentary rocks. Afterwards, again this goes down. Continuous pressure forms the metamorphic. After over a period of time, metamorphic rocks also convert into semi-solid state and form a part of magma under the different volcanic activities. Again the process continues. So that is why this is called a rock cycle. The first state is magma, cooling down, forming the igneous rocks, then breaking down, forming sediments, then getting compressed by heat and pressure and forming the metamorphosis rock while it is going down. So when it is going down over a period of time, it is again going into semi-solid state, because in all these stages we need to remember the fundamental point that the earth, when it is going down, when we go down in the deeper layers of the earth, the temperature will reduce. Am I right? No, temperature will increase. When the temperature is increasing, heat will increase. So pressure will increase. The different gases started to put pressure on the rock, and they have a different mechanism which goes under the deep layers of the earth. That's where we are having this continuous process. This is not happening in 1 year or 2 years. It is a continuous process over hundreds of years. From centuries it is happening. Let us say from millions of years it is happening. We are reading it in just 15 minutes or 20 minutes of class. We are just learning about that. But that doesn't mean it's happening in a very short period of time. It is happening over a long period of time. What are minerals? As the lesson name is given, rocks and minerals. Till now we studied about the rocks. Now what are minerals? Rocks are made up of different minerals. What is the link between rocks and minerals? Rocks are made up of different minerals. So these different minerals, what are they? How are the minerals formed? Minerals are naturally occurring substances. Minerals are naturally occurring substances. Nobody makes them, nobody creates them. They are there in the nature, so they occur naturally. So when they are forming, they have certain physical properties, certain chemical properties and chemical combination, which results in chemical composition. So these minerals are formed in nature, which has certain physical properties, like we are strong, we are tall, we are stout. we are black. These are physical properties. Certain chemical compositions. These elements, when they react with each other, they form certain chemical combinations. That is called chemical composition. So a mineral has certain physical features and also a definite chemical composition. So what is a mineral? A mineral is a naturally occurring substance. Nobody creates that. It is found in nature. How is it found? It is found with certain physical features. It can be in the solid state. It can be as a combination of different things. Color will be different. These all are physical state. How do we see them? Then how is the chemical combination? What kind of chemicals are there in that? How does it react with other chemicals? All these come under chemical composition. So minerals are very, very important for us as human mankind. We use the minerals day to day in our day-to-day life. So it's very, very important for us. One example, if you want to see the natural gas in everyone's houses, we are using the gas, coal, electricity we are generating, petrol, the vehicles what we are driving. Not only this, there are so many other minerals like iron, aluminum, gold, uranium, certain medicinal factories are using. So there are zinc, copper, all these comes under mineral. So we have different types of uses for mankind. So minerals are naturally occurring substances with a set physical and chemical properties. They are very useful to mankind. They are useful in different types and different levels for us. You can note down the examples, like what are the examples of minerals. I have given a couple of pictures also. There is one picture which shows clearly that in our day-to-day life, what we eat also has certain minerals. If you want, I can read a few of them. One is calcium, zinc, magnesium, and potassium, which we consume in our day-to-day food. So it is useful for us in different ways. So minerals are very, very useful for us. So today in this part we learned that what is a mineral, what is a link between a rock and a mineral, and what are the uses for the mankind, the minerals. Let us see what I think we have come to the end of the chapter. So this is the last video will be there from this particular chapter. So if you have any doubts, please don't hesitate. Do comment below and let me know so that I can give you some clarity on that. So these are the two questions which I prepared for you people from the NCERT only. What are the uses of rocks? What do you mean by a rock cycle? You can also add one more question. What are minerals? Give examples for minerals. So that would be interesting for the children to learn. So I think we are done with the lesson. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't hesitate to comment below and please consider subscription. And I thank all of you for those who have subscribed to my channel. Though it's new, I am just doing 3 or 4 videos right now. So we are planning to do it on a larger scale. So please help us by subscribing. Thank you.